Captain Lee Taman walked slowly across the bridge of the spaceship. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. The big window in front of him showed dark space filled with tiny stars. But one star was getting bigger and brighter. It was not a star at all, it was a planet. An alien planet. "Captain, we will reach their world in 2 hours," said Kim Do-yoon from his seat at the communication desk. His voice was calm, but Taman could hear the excitement hiding underneath. They had all been waiting for this day for many years. Dr. Park Minji looked up from her science equipment. Her hands were shaking a little as she checked the readings on her screen. "The planet looks just like Earth in many ways. It has water and air. Perfect for life." She smiled, but her eyes showed worry too. Yoon Ariam sat at the cultural desk, reading through thick books about alien customs and languages. She had studied every piece of information Earth had received from this alien race over the past 50 years. The aliens called themselves the Valthon. They had sent radio signals to Earth decades ago. Simple math problems at first, then star maps, then invitations to visit their world. "Everything ready for the gift ceremony?" asked Taman. "Yes, sir," Ariam replied, touching a small metal box on her desk. Inside were treasures from Earth. Music recordings of children singing, paintings of sunsets and flowers, mathematical equations that showed how humans understood the universe. Even a small sample of chocolate, the best things humanity could offer. Ambassador Choi Hanul entered the bridge. He was an old man with gray hair and kind eyes. He had spent his whole life preparing for this moment. First contact with an alien civilization. His dream was to shake hands with beings from another world and say the words he had practiced 1,000 times. "We come in peace from the planet Earth." "How are you feeling, Ambassador?" Taman asked. Hanul smiled. Nervous, excited, scared, happy, all at the same time. He looked out at the growing planet. "Do you think they will like us?" "How could they not?" said Dr. Park. "We bring gifts and friendship. We want to learn from them and share our knowledge too." The ship's computer made a soft beeping sound. "Incoming transmission from the planet's surface," announced the artificial voice. Kim Do-hyun pressed buttons on his console. "Putting it on the main screen now." The big window changed to show the face of an alien creature. It looked somewhat like a human, but with blue skin and large yellow eyes. Strange symbols appeared on the screen next to the alien's face. "That must be their writing," whispered Ariam. "I studied their language for years, but seeing it live is different." The alien spoke in a voice that sounded like music mixed with bird songs. The computer translated the words into Korean. "Human ship, you are welcome to our world. Follow the lights to the landing area." "They seem friendly," said Hanul with relief. But Taman noticed something strange. His military training made him always watch for danger. Computer scanned the area around the planet. The screen showed space around the alien world. Taman's heart began to beat faster. Dozens of large ships moved in patterns around the planet. They were clearly warships with weapons pointed outward. "Why do they have so many military ships?" asked Dr. Park. "Maybe they are protecting their world from other dangers," suggested Areum hopefully. Kim Do-hyun's console made warning sounds. "Captain, those ships are now pointing their weapons at us." The friendly alien face on the screen disappeared. New voices came through the radio. These voices were not friendly. They were hard and commanding. The computer translated, "Human vessel, you will surrender immediately. Prepare to be boarded." "There must be some mistake," said Hanul. "Tell them, we come in peace, we have gifts." Kim Do-hyun sent the peaceful message they had prepared, but the alien ships moved closer. Energy weapons began to glow with dangerous light. "Captain, what do we do?" asked Dr. Park. Her voice was now full of fear. Taman looked at his crew. These were not soldiers. They were scientists, diplomats, and teachers. The ship had no weapons. It was built for exploration and friendship, not fighting. "We stick to the mission," he said firmly. "We came here to make friends. Ambassador, prepare your speech." "But Captain," said Kim Do-hyun, "they are about to attack us. Then we will meet them with open hands and peaceful hearts. replied Hanul. If we run away now, there may never be another chance for our species to meet. The alien warships surrounded their small, peaceful vessel. Taemin watched as boarding pods launched toward them. In a few minutes, armed aliens would be on their ship. Remember, said Hanul to his crew, we represent all of humanity today. Show them who we really are. The ship shook as the alien pods attached to the hull. Metal cutting sounds echoed through the corridors. Soon, they would face the aliens, face to face. But instead of the peaceful meeting they had dreamed of, it would be as prisoners. Taemin touched the communication button one last time. This is Captain Lee Taemin of Earth. We came in peace. We hope you will listen to our words before you judge us. Then the aliens broke through the door. Commander Vexathala stood in the command center of his warship. His blue skin was covered with battle scars from many wars. His yellow eyes watched the human ship on the big screen. In his long life, he had conquered 47 different worlds. He had seen many alien species try to trick him, but none had ever succeeded. Sir, the human ship has no visible weapons, reported his second officer, a younger Velthon named Kreltos. Vexthala made a sound like angry wind through metal. Impossible. No species survives long enough to travel between stars without learning how to kill. They are hiding something. He walked to the tactical display showing the human vessel. It looked small and weak. Too small and too weak. This made him suspicious. In 3,000 years of Velthon expansion across the galaxy, every species they met had the same pattern. First, they pretended to be peaceful. Then they showed their true nature as warriors. Then the Velthon destroyed them, or made them slaves. What do their transmissions contain? Vexathala asked his communication officer. Strange things, Commander. Mathematical equations. Sound recordings of what they call music. Pictures of their world. And this. The officer put a new image on the screen. It showed the location of the human home world. A complete star map with their planet clearly marked. Vexathala's eyes grew wide. They are telling us exactly where to find their home world. This is either the greatest act of trust in galactic history, or the most clever trap ever made. What kind of trap, sir? Asked Kreltos. Think, young warrior. They want us to attack their home world. But when we arrive, we will find not a peaceful planet, but a fortress world with weapons we cannot imagine. They sacrifice this small ship to lure our entire fleet into their trap. The communication officer played more of the human transmissions. Strange sounds filled the command center, soft voices singing together, the sounds of children laughing, musical instruments making gentle melodies. What is this noise? Asked Kreltos. Psychological warfare, Vexthala said with certainty. These sounds are designed to make us weak and emotional, to make us drop our guard. Very clever. He studied the mathematical equations the humans had sent. To most species, they would look like simple formulas about physics and chemistry. But Vexthala had fought many wars. He knew weapon designs when he saw them. These equations, he told his science officer, analyzed them for weapon specifications. Sir, they appear to be basic mathematical concepts, laws of physics, nothing dangerous. You fool. Vexthala struck the control panel with his fist. They are showing us the science behind their most powerful weapons. They want us to know how advanced their technology is. They want us to fear them. The human ship continued to broadcast its peaceful messages. The voice of their leader came through. The speakers translated into Velthon language. We come from the planet Earth seeking friendship and understanding. We offer these gifts as symbols of our desire for peace. Vexathala laughed, but it was not a happy sound. Listen to how calm he sounds. Even facing our entire battle fleet, he shows no fear. This proves they have weapons powerful enough to destroy us all. No species is that brave unless they know they can win. Commander, said the tactical officer, our scans show their ship has no shields, no armor, no weapon systems. It appears to be designed only for exploration. Another lie, Vexathala replied. Their weapons are so advanced we cannot detect them. Remember the Zephyr species from the Kepler system. They also appeared defenseless until they revealed energy, weapons that turned our ships into dust. Kreltos looked confused. But sir, we destroyed the Zephyr completely. They had no such weapons. Because we were smarter than they expected, Bexthala said quickly. We will not make the same mistake with these humans. He walked to the center of the command room and activated the full battle fleet communications. All ships, this is Commander Vexithala. The human vessel is extremely dangerous despite its appearance. Their peaceful messages are psychological warfare. Their gifts contain intelligence about their weapon systems. Their star charts are designed to lure us into a trap. The faces of 20 ship commanders appeared on screens around him. They all looked ready for battle. We will board their ship and capture their crew, Vexithala continued. Under interrogation, they will reveal the location of their hidden fleet and the specifications of their secret weapons. Then we will use this information to conquer their homeworld before they can spring their trap on us. What if they really are peaceful? Asked one commander. The question made Vexthala angry. In 3,000 years, has any species we encountered truly been peaceful? Every alien race in this galaxy knows only one language: violence. These humans are no different. They are simply better at hiding their true nature. He pointed at the human ship on the display. Launch boarding pods immediately. Take their crew alive for questioning. But be prepared for heavy resistance. They will fight like demons when they realize their deception has failed. The Velthon warships moved into attack formation. Boarding pods launched through space toward the human vessel. Vexithala watched with satisfaction. Soon he would have prisoners to interrogate. Soon he would learn the truth about human military capabilities. He had no idea that the truth would be far more terrifying than any lie he could imagine. The metal doors of the human ship burst open with a loud crash. Alien soldiers rushed inside, wearing heavy armor and carrying energy weapons. Their blue faces were hidden behind dark helmets, but their yellow eyes glowed with suspicion. Ambassador Choi Hanul stood in the center of the bridge with his hands raised high above his head. We surrender peacefully. We mean no harm to your people. The lead Velthon soldier pointed his weapon at Hanul's chest. Through his helmet speaker came harsh words translated by the ship's computer. Where are your weapons? Where is your military? Crew? We have no weapons, Hanul replied calmly. We are diplomats and scientists. We came here to make friends with your civilization. The alien soldier made angry sounds. He gestured to his troops, who began searching every corner of the ship. They tore apart wall panels looking for hidden guns. They scanned every piece of equipment for signs of military technology. They found nothing except scientific instruments and cultural gifts. Captain Lee Taman watched as the aliens dragged his crew members to different parts of the ship. Dr. Park Minji was taken to the medical bay. Kim Do-hyun was pulled toward the communication room. Yunarium was forced into the cargo hold where Earth's gifts were stored. Please, Taman said to the soldier guarding him. We can explain everything. We really did come in peace. The alien hit him across the face with the back of his armored hand. Pain shot through Taman's jaw, but he did not fight back. Violence would only prove to these creatures that humans were dangerous. Hours passed. The Velthon soldiers took the humans to their warship and locked them in separate prison cells. The walls were made of some kind of energy field that hummed with power. When Taman touched it, electric shocks ran through his fingers. In the cell, next to him, he could hear Dr. Park trying to explain human biology to her interrogators. Our hearts pump blood through our bodies just like yours. We breathe oxygen just like you do. We are not so different. The alien voices responded with anger. Tell us about your battle hormones. What chemicals make humans fight so hard? How? Do you hide your killer instincts? We don't have killer instincts, Park replied. Humans can choose to be peaceful or violent. Most of us choose peace. The interrogator made sounds of disbelief. Impossible. Every species fights to survive. Your people must be the greatest warriors in the galaxy to travel so far from home. From another cell came Kim Do-hyun's voice as he tried to teach basic human language to his captors. Hello means a friendly greeting. Please means you are asking nicely for something. Thank you means you are grateful. These are code words, shouted his interrogator. Hello means attack. Please means surrender or die. Thank you means the enemy is defeated. No, no, Do-Yun said patiently. They really mean what I told you. Listen to the tone of my voice. Do I sound angry or violent? But the aliens only heard what they expected to hear. They could not believe that any space-traveling species would develop words for politeness instead of war. In the cargo hold, Yoon Aryam sat surrounded by Earth's gifts while Velton scientists examined each item with suspicion. They held up a recording of children singing lullabies. What is the purpose of these sounds? Demanded the chief scientist. They are songs, Aryam explained. Human children sing them before sleep. They help babies feel safe and loved. Lies. These are sonic weapons designed to weaken enemy minds. The high frequencies could shatter our hearing organs. They picked up a painting of a sunset over a peaceful lake. The colors were soft oranges and pinks reflecting on calm water. This image shows your world after you destroyed all life on it, the scientist accused. You are showing us your power to burn planets. It's just a sunset, Aryam said sadly. It happens every day on Earth. It's beautiful and peaceful. Many humans watch sunsets to feel calm and happy. But they would not listen. They examined the chocolate sample and declared it was poison designed to kill Velton digestive systems. They looked at the mathematical equations and saw only weapon blueprints. Ambassador Hanil was brought before Commander Vexathala in the ship's interrogation room. The Velton commander towered over the old human diplomat. I will ask you one final time, Vexathala growled. Where is your hidden battle fleet? What are the specifications of your planet-destroying weapons? How many worlds have you conquered? Hanul looked up at him with tired but determined eyes. Commander, I will tell you the truth, even if you refuse to believe it. Earth has never conquered another world. We have never built planet-destroying weapons. Our fleet consists of exploration ships and rescue vessels. We came here because we received your radio signals 50 years ago and wanted to meet you as friends. Vexathala struck the table with his fist. More lies. No species becomes spacefaring without learning to kill. It is impossible. Then perhaps, Hanul said quietly, humans are impossible. Back on Earth, Admiral Song Kyung received the distress signal from the diplomatic mission. The message was brief but clear. The crew had been captured and were being tortured for information about military secrets that did not exist. Kyung stared at the message for a long time. Then he pressed a button on his desk. Prepare the rescue fleet. It's time to show the galaxy what humans are really capable of when we choose to fight. 3 strange ships appeared in the dark space around the Velton home world. They did not look like the warships Commander Vexathala expected. These vessels were long and smooth with large sections that looked like telescopes and scientific equipment. They seemed more like floating laboratories than battle cruisers. Only 3 ships? Vexathala laughed from his command bridge. The humans send 3 small vessels against our entire fleet of 40 warships? Their arrogance will be their destruction. The lead human ship sent a transmission. The voice was calm and cold. This is Captain Jang Wubin of the Earth Defense. Corpse, you have captured our diplomatic team. Release them immediately and we will leave in peace. Vexathala activated his fleet communications so all 40 of his ship commanders could hear. Human captain, you are greatly outnumbered. Surrender now and we will add your crews to our prisoners. Refuse and we will destroy you. You misunderstand the situation, Captain Jang replied. We are not here to surrender. We are here to collect our people. Then you will die with them, Vexathala shouted. He turned to his weapons officer. All ships open fire, destroy the human vessels. The Velton fleet unleashed a storm of energy weapons. Bright beams of deadly light streaked across space toward the 3 human ships. But something impossible happened. The beams bent and twisted in the air, missing their targets completely. What is happening? Vexathala demanded. Sir, our weapons are not hitting them. Something is deflecting our shots. On the human ships, the sections that looked like telescopes began to move and change shape. They folded outward like flower petals opening. What had appeared to be scientific instruments were transforming into something else entirely. The large dish-shaped sensors suddenly fired thin beams of light that struck each Velton warship with perfect accuracy. But these were not destructive weapons. Instead, the beams seemed to talk directly to the alien ship computers. "Commander," shouted the tactical officer. "Our navigation systems are failing. Our weapons are shutting down. Our engines are going offline." One by one, the mighty Valthon warships began to drift helplessly in space. Their weapons powered down. Their shields collapsed. Their engines went silent. In less than 5 minutes, 40 of the most advanced warships in the galaxy had become floating pieces of metal. "How is this possible?" Vexathala whispered. Captain Yang's voice came through the communication system again. "Your ships are undamaged. Your crews are safe. We have simply turned off your ability to harm anyone. We could have destroyed your entire fleet in the first 30 seconds. We chose not to." The human ships were changing even more now. Parts that had looked like cargo containers opened to reveal smaller vessels inside. Hundreds of small craft poured out like insects from a nest. But these were not attack fighters. They were rescue ships and medical vessels. "We are coming aboard to retrieve our people," Zhang announced. "Any Valthon who interferes will be temporarily disabled but not harmed." "We do not wish to hurt you." Vexathala watched in shock as human soldiers appeared on his ship. They moved through the corridors with equipment he had never seen before. When his guards tried to stop them, strange devices made the Valthon warriors fall asleep instantly. The humans then gently moved the sleeping guards to safe locations. The human soldiers found the prison cells where the diplomatic team was being held. Ambassador Hanul was weak from days of interrogation, but he smiled when he saw his rescuers. "Captain Zhang," Hanul said as the energy barriers around his cell disappeared. "I told them we came in peace. I hope this does not change that." "It doesn't have to," Zhang replied. "But they made their choice when they tortured innocent people." Dr. Park Minji was helped to the human medical ships where her injuries were treated. Kim Do-yeon and Yoon Aryam were reunited with their equipment and the cultural gifts that the Valthon had scattered around their laboratories. Commander Vexathala was brought before Captain Zhang in the human flagship. The Valthon commander expected to be executed or enslaved according to the laws of war he understood. "Why do you not kill me?" Vexathala asked. "I am your enemy. I tortured your people." Zhang looked at him with sad eyes. "Because killing you would not bring back the pain you caused. It would only create more pain." "But I would kill you if our positions were reversed," Vexathala said, confused. "I know," Zhang replied. "That is the difference between your people and mine. We have the power to destroy your entire civilization. Our technology is thousands of years ahead of yours. We could have conquered this galaxy long ago. But we chose exploration instead of conquest. We chose to help instead of hurt." The human captain gestured toward the disabled Valthon fleet. "We could have arrived 50 years ago when you first sent radio signals to space. We could have invaded your world and made your people our slaves. Instead, we sent diplomats with gifts and friendship." Vexathala felt something he had never experienced before. It was shame mixed with a terrible understanding. "You really did come in peace." "Yes," Yang said simply. "And now you know what humans are capable of when peace is not an option." Commander Vexathala sat in what used to be his own command chair, but now he was a prisoner on his own ship. Human, medics moved quietly through the corridors, treating wounded Valthon soldiers with gentle care. This confused him more than anything else that had happened. "Why do you heal your enemies?" he asked the human doctor who was bandaging cuts on his arms. Dr. Park Minji looked up from her work. Despite the days of torture she had endured, her eyes held no anger. "Because pain is pain, no matter who feels it. You are not our enemy anymore. You are just someone who needs help." Vexathala watched as human engineers worked alongside young Valthon technicians to repair the disabled ships. The humans shared their advanced technology freely, teaching the aliens how to build better engines and safer life support systems. "This makes no sense," Vexathala muttered. "You defeat us in battle, then you help us become stronger. What kind of strategy is this?" Captain Zhang Wubin entered the command center carrying a data pad. "It is not strategy. It is hope." "Hope for what?" Hope that your people can learn to choose peace over war. Hope that someday we can be friends instead of enemies. Young activated the main display screen. It showed the space around the Valthon homeworld. A strange barrier of energy now surrounded the entire solar system like a bubble. What is that? Vexthala demanded. A quarantine field, Jang explained. Nothing can enter or leave this system without our permission. But this is not a prison. It is protection. Protection from what? From yourselves. And from other species who might want to destroy you before you learn to change. Ambassador Hanel joined them on the bridge. His face showed the marks of his imprisonment, but his voice was strong. Commander, your people have been warriors for thousands of years. You have conquered many worlds and enslaved many species. But you have never learned what happens when warriors meet something stronger than themselves. Vexthala felt anger rising in his chest. You think you can keep us trapped here forever? Not trapped, Hanul said gently. Protected. The galaxy is full of species like humans, races that became powerful by choosing cooperation over conquest. If your people continue as they are, you will eventually meet one of these civilizations, and they may not be as patient as we are. On the planet below, something remarkable was happening. Young Velthon citizens had gathered around the human, cultural exchange centers that were being established in major cities. Narration stood before a group of alien children, teaching them about Earth's music and art. This song is called a lullaby, she explained, playing a recording of human mothers singing to their babies. We sing it to help our children feel safe and loved. A young Velthon named Kithara raised her hand. But what about songs for battle, songs to make warriors brave? We have those too, Ariam admitted. But we also have songs for celebration, songs for sadness, songs just for fun. Music does not have to be about fighting. The alien children listened with wide eyes as she played different types of human music. Some began to sway gently to the rhythm. Others asked questions about the instruments and the meanings of the words. In another part of the city, Kim Do-hyun worked with Vilthon scientists, sharing Earth's scientific discoveries. This equation shows how to generate clean energy without destroying your environment, he explained. But what about weapons? Asked an older scientist. How do we use this energy to build better guns? You could, Kim replied, but you could also use it to feed hungry people, to power hospitals, to light up your cities. The choice is yours. Back on the flagship, Commander Vexithala received reports about these activities from his subordinates. Many of his officers were angry about the humans teaching their people weakness, but others seemed curious about these new ideas. Sir, said his young officer Kreltos, I attended one of the human lectures about something called democracy. They say people can choose their own leaders instead of following the strongest warrior. Nonsense, Vexithala replied automatically, but his voice lacked its usual certainty. Days passed. The human fleet remained in orbit, not as conquerors but as teachers and protectors. They shared medical knowledge that saved thousands of Valthon lives. They provided technology that made life easier and safer on the planet below. Most importantly, they demonstrated that power did not have to mean domination. Ambassador Hanel visited Vexithala one final time before the human diplomatic mission departed. The old man looked tired but hopeful. We are leaving now, Hanul said. But we are not abandoning you. Human teachers and doctors will remain here as long as your people want them. The quarantine field will stay in place until your civilization proves it is ready to join the galactic community as partners, not conquerors. And if we never change? Vexithala asked. Then you will remain here, safe but alone, until you do. We have time. We can wait. Hanul paused at the door. Commander, you asked me once if we really came in peace. The answer is yes. But peace is not weakness. Peace is the strength to choose love over fear, cooperation over conquest. When your people understand this, the galaxy will welcome them with open arms. As the human ships disappeared into hyperspace, Vexithala looked down at his homeworld. For the first time in his life, he wondered what his people might become if they chose to build instead of destroy, The future was no longer certain, but perhaps he thought that was not such a terrible thing.